and their families. And their families include children as well. So, also, for us at Women Radio to commemorate this day, we are bringing closer to you the 2025 Children's Day Fun Fair. This is actually going to go down today. So you're thinking, where am I going to take my children? What is going to happen? What am I going to do? I don't want a boring day. Well, for just a ticket price of 5,000 naira, a ticket price of 5,000 naira, you can have access to all the many fun that your children will also get to enjoy as well as you. I mean, as a parent, it's just so beautiful when you get to go to these events, you sit down, you watch your children play. I mean, you just relax and be like, oh, let me just watch these children. It's also very exciting. So there's so much to anticipate today. Yes, because Women Radio is organizing a Children's Day Fun Fair today. It's actually going to go down at the Arepo Community Primary School in Arepo. So what are you supposed to see? What will you look forward to? Mega climb, slide castle, trampoline, train ride, toddler town. There's going to be bouncing castle, ludo, scramble, chess, and even so much more. There'll also be live music as well. And big win raffle with 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira, 50,000 naira, and 100,000 naira cash. Medical checkup, do this one, do that one, check this one, check that one. There's going to be free blood pressure and sugar level checks for parents and guardians as well. All you need to do is be right there, get your 5,000 naira ticket. If you're thinking of getting so much more for a lot of children, you can actually get a discount. Yes, there's a discount available for bulk tickets of 20. So what are you waiting for? Don't tell me you're about to have a boring day with your children. And if you are a vendor as well, you can actually book a slot, a spot at 25,000 naira. So if you do want to make any inquiries, because this event is also going to be broadcast live on Women Radio 91.7 right here. It's being supported by Fidelity, Vigil, ROA Specialist Hospital, Right Foods, Biggie, Viva Plus, Sosa Food Drink, and even Beachland Specialist Hospital. You don't want to miss it. Just reach out to our lines or just send us an email. You can send us an email to sales@wfm917.com, or for sponsorship, for inquiries as well, you can reach out to 0806 093 3694, 0806 093 3694, and 0806 009 2137. So these are the lines that you get to reach out to, and you are off to having a great day. It's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. today, and it's going to be really, really exciting. All right, just so you know, it is the newspaper review on your Women Radio 91.7, exactly 23 minutes to 8, and we definitely must check out what the papers are saying for today, Tuesday, the 27th day of May, 2025. We'll start off with the Punch newspaper. Tension in PDP. Governors, BOTs reconvene as NEC meeting stalls. Oyo pays Oshun 5 billion naira in law tech ownership deal. EFCC arraigns bankers, accomplices for alleged 8.5 billion naira fraud. Tinubu to inaugurate Lagos Calabar Highway Section 1 Saturday. Now let's take a look at this day newspaper this morning. Lagos hospital performs complex open heart surgery on 5-year-old boy. Additional, how I raise African Development Bank's capital for $93 billion to $325 billion. Malami, instead of a, well, this is coming from Malami. And then we also have from NASMA to federal government, overhaul investment agencies to unlock Nigeria's untapped economic sectors. Now let's take a look at the Nation newspaper. CBEX probe, investors won't get dollar reform, says Olukoyede. 2025 UTME result ranks best in 12 years despite glitches, says Jam. First Lady awards 25 million naira to autistic teenagers, Guinness World Record feat. APC UK backs Tinubu for second term, Bashiru for Oshun governorship race. Now let's take a look at the Guardian newspaper this morning. Nasima OPSN seek stronger investment to boost economy. That's what you find on the Guardian newspaper this morning. Might be an interesting conversation to look out on. And yes, still from and gets jail term, life jail for sexually assaulting stepdaughter in Ekiti. Oga pushes for Southeast inclusion in 380 billion naira irrigation fund. Sports festivals impact on Ogun. Economy massive, says Abiodun. Now, let's take a look at the Vanguard newspaper. Unemployment. Federal government targets youth through Talent City initiative. How Abacha planned to kill me, Abiola Yaradua. This is coming from Obasanjo. You might want to grab a copy of that newspaper and check it out. Attempt to bomb Abuja barracks foiled as IED explodes, kills carrier, injures two. Anti-Tinubu coalition North will unveil candidate party soon. And finally, when we take a look at the Daily Trust newspaper, Ubasani breaks 20-year jinx, commissions road in Kagako. Closure and attempt to muzzle opposition. This is according to PDP. FCTA seals FIRS, Ibro Hotel, others. Tinubu steps in with 14-day grace period. And here we have hours to neck meeting. FCTA seals PDP headquarters. Drama, 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 drama. Well, let me get to know your thoughts on any of the headlines that we've shared this morning from across the various national dailies. You know, I always say, do well to grab a copy of any of your choice newspapers. Get to read extensively for the details as we have the discussions together right here on your radio, Women Radio 91.7. We will actually be joined by our analyst shortly as we get to delve into the discussions together. But just so you know, we are currently live on our Facebook and YouTube page, as well as live on our website, just in case you want to, match the audios. Maybe for some reason you're not able to get your frequency where you are, you're struggling to hear. Please check out our website, www.wfm917.com. You can also find us on Radio Garden. And yes, do ring us on the phone lines. Let's discuss these headlines together. 55917917. Our toll free number for women 0800 1235 917. And then we have our text and WhatsApp line 08155 917 0703 175 6537. We'd love to hear from you what you think about any of the headlines, which of them struck you, as we get to have the discussions together. Of course, we'll be joined by our analysts as well as our AI radio host, Nimi AI. Should be right here with us as we get to dive and delve into the discussions. Well, we have joining us this morning, Obideyi Olarewaju Lobinko. Well, good morning to you, Lobinko. Glad to have you join us.
Where's my shakara?
Your shakara is absent today.
Kilo Shele, what happened?
I don't know. Your shakara is absent. Your shakara is on public holiday. It's like your shakara is for children today. We went on strike.
This is heartbreaking. I'm somebody's children now.
You're a big baby, don't worry.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining.
Always a pleasure and duty. It's nice to have you back. The last time I was around, you were not around.
Yes. But I'm glad to be here and stronger.
Yeah, you were nurturing your pregnancy.
Which pregnancy? I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know what what you're talking about. The only person that I know right now that was nurturing a pregnancy and has actually, brought forward to the world a beautiful set of twins. I'm talking about Nkechi Emmanuel Ade Sage now. So that's the only person right now that's there I get to celebrate and say, yes, well done, ma. You have been here on air.
Yeah,
We did not know.
we understand
Finally.
ourselves. Eh? No, we just leave on like that.
But yeah, once again, we're saying this also. Congratulations to Nkechi Emmanuel Lady Sage. It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so beautiful for her
yeah.
and for her family. So thank you for joining us, Nobinko.
Always a pleasure and you to my friend.
Okay, so today is Children's Day, and I just want to ask this very interesting question to you as also, and also to as many people who are listening. Yeah, children are not listening. Maybe they are listening, but for all of us, we've once been children. And when you look back at life, you think, oh, life was a lot more easier when I was a child. What is it about when you were a child, the administration, the leadership that has completely changed now for you as an adult?
Hmm. I never knew what it was like paying school fees back then.
Mm,
Now I know.
now you know.
I just wake up. I expect to have my breakfast, have my lunch, have my dinner. I just know it's going to be on the table. How it comes about, I really didn't know,
Mm,
but now I know.
mm. But now you know, and and a lot of people would still say now you know. But even at then, at that time, the administration must have been a lot more fairer. For some people, they may have been born during the military regime. At that period of time, how much was gari? How much was egg? How much was it to buy land? What was the dollar to the naira like? Some of these things you remember.
You know, true, true, true. I mean, growing up, I remember we used to have plantar margarine in our fridge always.
Mm,
There's always something to snack on.
mm.
There used to be this donuts. I remember gala. Gala used to be very, very beefy,
Yeah, I
and
remember too.
I remember when things seems to start going south, when we would go and pack sawdust, when we made Abasha stove. I don't know whether you know that.
Mm.
I mean, it's been quite a long journey. We've been on almost 5 decades. Nigeria has evolved or is evolving. I mean, but we thank God we are alive.
Mm.
Because we have children now that are also teenagers going into teenage and all of that.
Yeah.
God is faithful.
Mm. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure as many of our newspaper review family members listening to, they have one or two experiences that they've actually, been met with from being children and now until this time. What has changed? What has been the most shocking for you? The phone lines are open: 07000 Toll free number for women: 0800 and then we have our text and WhatsApp line: 08155 Those are the lines for you to reach us on. Today, we definitely are delving into matters arising. Yes, we will have conversations around the Children's Day celebration because, I mean, today, Nigeria does celebrate the Children's Day. It was first celebrated in Nigeria in 1964, and it's a day dedicated to children, to honor them, to reflect on the progress and persistent challenges concerning their rights and also their welfare. And this occasion, it often serves as a dual purpose: a joyous tribute to childhood and also a critical reminder of the nation's responsibility to uphold and protect the rights of its youngest citizens, the very foundation of its future. Yet, to take a forward looking stance on the pressing issues surrounding children's rights. Now, the Nigerian Child Rights Act of 2003, along with various state level child rights laws aligned with international frameworks, provide a robust legal structure to safeguard children's rights. But despite these protections, we think that millions of Nigerian children continue to endure significant barriers that compromise their fundamental rights to education, to protection, to health, to dignity. And it's really important that, we dive into discussions on what the way forward should be. There are the cases of child labor. Around 22.9% of Nigerian children aged 5 to 14 are trapped in hazardous labor. All of them enduring grueling work in sectors like mining, quarrying, agriculture, street vending. These vulnerable children face not only physical exploitation, but also the theft of their childhood. The Child Rights Act of 2003, under Section 11, it guarantees the right of every child to dignity. It even stipulates that no child should be subjected to physical, mental, or emotional harm, abuse, maltreatment, sexual exploitation, torture, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment. But how well have we followed this to the latter? Even Section 28 of the Act addresses explicitly exploitative labor. It mandates that no child shall be forced into labor deemed exploitative and required to carry out tasks that could harm their physical, mental, spiritual, moral, social development as well. But what is happening? And how well have we been able to follow this through? And when we look at child marriage, it's a conversation that we have on Women Radio, condemning it largely. Nigeria faces a troubling reality with over 24 million child brides, nearly half of whom were married before reaching the age of 18, according to recent reports by UNICEF and UNFPA. Shockingly, 4 out of 10 Nigerian girls are married off before adulthood. And it does this thing called child marriage represents a profound violation of children's rights, cutting short their education, subjecting them to severe health risk, and reinforcing cycles of poverty and gender inequality. And despite the Child Rights Act's clear stipulation that marriage under the age of 18 is illegal, enforcement has been inconsistent, and we're still talking about it. These are just a little bit of issues, or are we talking about education as well? It's supposed to be the bedrock of empowerment and hope for children's future. Yet, Nigeria currently faces a stark reality. An alarming 18.3 million children are currently out of school, the highest number globally as of 2024. Now, this educational crisis, of course, fueled by different factors: poverty, insecurity, gender inequality, a dire state of educational infrastructure. And when we even look at what the law stipulates, the Child Rights Act under Section 15, it guarantees that every child has the right to free, compulsory, and universal primary education, placing the onus squarely on the Nigerian government to deliver this essential right. But has it been able to do the delivery? Well, let's talk about this today on the newspaper review right here on your Women Radio 91.7. Sometimes when we have celebrations of this nature, you're left to think to yourself, we really do hope that the government cares and cares enough, more than just having to commemorate the day, that actions are really taken to protect our children. Because if our children, who are supposed to be the future, are not safe, then what future are we building, Lubinko?
It's, you know, Although you were talking, I was just reflecting. And the children of today, I don't want to use the word that they are so unlucky.
Hmm.
I mean, it's disheartening that on paper they are amply provided for, In our constitution, they are amply protected. But in reality, they are not. I grew up in a one-bedroom apartment, I mean, father, mother, and about 6 children. We all live in one single room. You understand what I mean?
Mm.
But irrespective of that, we had food to eat. I just talked about we still had a lot of snacks and all of that. And it was not like we had the best jobs. Primary school parents job, 5, 6 jobs. It's not even enough to cater for transportation, not to talk of putting food on the table.
Mm.
I can tell you for freelance, 80% of Nigerian children, probably 90, are not feeding well. While you were talking, I compare it to how my needs are. The fact that I am trying so hard. I wonder what other children out there are facing. To look at our education, majority of those struggling us as a country right now, like heard of an Okada rider to private school. I mean, everywhere you look around you see private school. Private school, they are not really private.
Mm.
Everybody's just trying to, to heck a living. Trying so hard. Nigeria will be great in my time, Miracle. Nigeria will be great in my time.
Well, Nigeria has to. It has to be great because it has no option than to be great, because we actually do want more. The people that we consider to be the ones in leadership positions today will not always be there, and whatever crop of children or a crop of leadership or crop of youths that we're building will tell on the kind of leadership that we have in the years to come.
Miracle, that is the worry. That is the exact worry. The crops of leadership we have now, they won't be there forever. Matter of fact, by God's grace, they won't be there for long. That wind will come, will sweep them away in Jesus' name, except they change. But then, who are the ones to take over? I read a report yesterday. In Africa, Nigeria rates as the first gambling country, sports betting gambling country. We have a population of 200 million or thereabouts. But the report said 163, almost 164 million Nigerians play betting, sports betting every day, daily. That shows how derailed we've become as a people. I mean, I don't want to call it the get rich quick syndrome. No, it is not. I think it's more of the survival at all cost syndrome. And you look at that, even 164 million out of 200 million are gamblers. How many children do we have? When we dissect our population, our demography. What are the figures we're going to get? It means from north to south to east to west. Everybody is living like just scrambling. Nigeria will be great in my time.
Well, thank you very much for your thoughts, Obideyo Larinwaju. If you've just tuned in, this is 8 o'clock on your Women Radio 91.7, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. And yes, it is Children's Day edition, let's put it that way, because today is the 27th day of May 2025. We'll be taking your calls and your messages as well. Don't forget the phone lines are 07000 09155 917 Our toll free number for women 0800 And then we have our text and WhatsApp line 08155 0703 175 6537. All right, let's take this call here. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr.
Good morning.
Miracle.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Boss of Tarawa.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I started buying pampers for you. I said, let me give you the
What is this? Please, I beg you. Now, Sabi, wait. Now they talk.
Not the talk. Now so I hear them. Not the congratulations.
It's not Bill.
Not the talk about. If you are to report anybody to court, not the new way you report to. So, happy Children's Day to you.
Thank you. I wish you did.
And, yeah, happy Children's Day to our unborn baby to come. And every children in Nigeria. You said something this morning about Children's Day back in the days, you just said, here in my mind, that's what happened in my days, When Children's Day when Nigeria was great, when Nigeria was better than now. When we used to, they used to follow us like they would kill us because of march parade. So that's the only thing. I just want to wish you happy Children's Day and to tell you that I've already started pampers for you. Thank you.
It's not for me, please, though. Of course, I feel like today is also a time where you get to like sit back and, if you have more than enough, you share it with the people that need, the people that have need, the people who have children. You visit orphanage homes and, give things and share love with these children. I also feel like this is that time of the year, but more than being that time of the year,